Today we are going to talk about adding and subtracting mixed number word problems. So let's get started. For problem number 1, it says David walked 2 1/5 miles on Saturday and 3 2/3 miles on Sunday. How far did he walk in total? So what our story is telling us is that David walks some miles on Saturday and he walks some miles on Sunday. And we want to know the total. So because we want to know the total, I want to combine my Saturday amount and my Sunday amount. So I'm going to add. From here, I'm going to go ahead and write out my problem. So I've got 2 1/5 miles on Saturday and 3 2/3 miles on Sunday. Now, these are mixed numbers, so I want to work with fractions. So I'm going to take each of these mixed numbers and convert them to fractions. So 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 equals 11. My denominator stays the same, and I've got 11/5. So 11/5 is the improper equivalent to 2 1/5. Over here, I've got 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 2, which is also 11, but my denominator is 3 this time. So 3 2/3 is the mixed number equivalent to 11/3. Now, I look at 11/5 and 11/3, and I need to add those together, but I can't yet because they're not divided into the same number of parts. So I need to create equivalent fraction. To do that, I'm going to start by listing my multiples. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I like to count up to a multiples of 5, so I like 5 multiples here. You can go less, or if you already know it off the bat, that works as well. So my goal is to find a match, and I am finding my match right here with 15. 3 and 5 both have multiples of 15. So I take my two new fractions, improper fractions, and I rewrite it. This time, though, I need to convert them, and find their equivalent. So they have a denominator of 15. Well, to get from 5 to 15, I multiply by 3. Because I multiply my denominator by 3, I'm going to multiply my numerator by 3. 3 times 11 is 33. Over here, I need to multiply this 3 by 5 to get 15, and then therefore this 11 by 5 to get 55. Now I have 2 more new fractions, all equivalent. All of these fractions, this is equivalent to this, which is the same as this, and equivalent to this. These are all equivalents right here. And same on this side as well. But now my fractions, my 2 different fractions have common denominators, so I can combine them. 33 over 15 plus 55 over 15. I add only my numerators to get me 88 over 15. Now, this is an improper fraction, and I would like my answer to be a mixed number. That is the most common answer form. So I know that 15 goes into 88, a total of 5 times, with 13 left over and 15 as my denominator. So in total, David walked 5 13/15 miles. All right, we've got one more, and it says that Carrie has 4 1/3 yards of ribbon. She cuts 2 5/6 to wrap presents. How much ribbon does she have left? So we know she started with ribbon, and then she cut ribbon. So I'm losing ribbon. I'm getting rid of it. So therefore, I am subtracting. So I want to take my pieces and make sure that I write out an appropriate number sentence. All right, from here, I have mixed numbers, and I would like them to be in proper fractions to work with a little bit more simply. So I take each of these mixed numbers. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And then over here, I've got 6 times 2, which is 12, plus 5, which is 17. Now, these are my two equivalent fractions. These are each equivalent to their counterpart, that is a mixed number. I need to now make these two fractions have a common denominator so that I can subtract. So I go ahead and list out my multiples. 3, 6. I don't even have to go very far for this one because 6 is a multiple of both of them. So from here, I go ahead and rewrite my fractions. I go ahead and make sure that my sign is matching. And I find those equivalent fractions that will have the same denominator. To get from 3 to 6, I multiply by 2. Therefore, I have to multiply by 2 up here. 13 times 2 is 26. Now over here, my fraction stays the same because I already have a denominator of 6. Now I can subtract 26 6 minus 17 6, and that will get me an answer of 9 6. Again, this is improper, so I'm going to convert it into a mixed number, giving me 1 whole, 3 remaining, so 1 and 3, 6, that can be simplified down to 1.5. And right here, that 1.5 is your best answer as 1.5 feet of ribbon remaining.